Welcome back, guys. Again, this is Skillz from ComaCloud Gaming. I am currently streaming solo once again. We will include my teammates again pretty soon to get through those Mars objectives, but for right now, I'm still gonna stick to streaming solo for you guys. If you remember where we left off last time, we had started building the Archwing. We've completed the Archwing now. I felt it might be a little bit redundant to show you me building it and claiming it and stuff like that from the menu. So there's the Archwing. You can press the L3 button to change your mod mode and come over here and install mods on your Archwing weapons and your Archwing itself. Archwings and Archwing weapons can also take Orkin Catalysts and Orkin Reactors to double their mod capacity, just like regular Warframes and weapons. So that's where we're at so far. I did stream me doing some affinity farming, but if you notice, like, this run is a max rank, or Excalibur's near max rank, stuff like that. I am master rank 3 now. Because I previously streamed that kind of stuff, I felt like it might be a little bit redundant to include that in the stream, so I tried to avoid including redundant things in the stream, because I feel like, you know, farming affinity may be good to watch the first time or the second time. If there's a super special way to do it, then that would be great, but other than that, it's a little bit boring, right? Right now we're going to start off just because there happens to be the... Oh, never mind, I cannot access the alert. It's on Vetus, Cytheria. So we're going to open all the way to Cytheria now because I want to be able to do that, that alert that's up. It's for a piece of a Warframe. So, and then the only way you can get the parts to Vauban is by doing the alerts for his pieces. Does not include Vauban Prime, obviously. This is just how you get regular Vauban. Vauban Prime is actually currently vaulted and can't be farmed. When he comes back out of the vault, you can farm him again, but for right now, you cannot farm Vauban Prime for the moment.
Proceed to the dig site.
So this is an excavation type mission.
Keep it powered and protected from enemy fire.
Unlocking nodes is important, guys. It's how you gain access to the nodes that certain special type of missions will be in. There is no other way to unlock nodes than to play the mission. I believe any way of playing the mission, including the quest, is fine, but you have to play missions before a node in order to unlock that particular node. It's the only way it's done. There are things called resource extractors that you can use to give yourself extra resources over time. In order to deploy those, though, you have to have unlocked all of the nodes on a particular planet. I don't often deploy resource extractors myself, but I've heard they can be a very effective method of farming resources while offline for you guys that want to get after that. And multitasking those may be a decent way to do it while you're offline as well as while you're online, because while you're online you have so many other things to do, and most of the time farming resources comes kind of last for most people, including myself. As you guys can see, this run at max rank does the same amount of damage, so it's not really doing much more, but it is at max rank, so when I gain mods or I get more credits in Indo, it's gonna, and I can upgrade it in the mods that I currently have on it, then it's gonna become a lot more effective. The mod we're actually gonna be looking for is Point Blank. I'll have to figure out where that drops, and we'll run some associate relevant missions if it's easy. If it's not easy, we'll do something else. It'll be fine.
If you choose.
The whole point of this stream is what do I do when I'm stuck and don't know what to do. I reached a power cap, and don't know how to increase my power or my effectiveness in doing things. That is, as you guys, as I said in my very first stream, guys, the whole point behind me doing this for you guys. It's not like I'm currently getting paid to do this. I am doing this on my free time.
Excavator has lost power. Find another cell.
So long away from extraction, aren't we, guys? fast enough, and even if you triple on the cameras, you can still make it through before it deploys the laser wall. You know, we did that just to open the node for this this alert that's up, because it includes a piece of Vauban, and the only way to get him is via the alerts. So while it's up, I'm going to try to go ahead and do that, because, and so should you, if you have alerts for the pieces that you're missing, then absolutely go ahead and do those while they're available. See, now we have access to it. It's a defense versus infestation. Means I'm going to turn myself to public, to be quite honest with you guys. We're going to come over here. Regular missions and interception versus corpus, and you can choose to do that if you don't want to do this alert. You can still perform the regular mission at any time. But again, our goal is that piece of Vauban, so we're going to go ahead and do the alert. Some odd post-migration stuff because somebody left and decided not to do the mission, but other than that, it seems like we're fine. Was paired up with 3 random people. Which, although there are several reasons why sometimes it's just better not to deal with random people or to play with them, they can be useful in helping you achieve a lot of missions like this.
Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
This is not even a bad tile set for this. It's a pretty decent tile set for defense. Goodbye, infestation. As I said in my previous stream, this can be the hardest enemy types to deal with in a defense type mission because of the fact that they're so aggressive and relentless. It's hard to keep all of them from getting to the cryopod. We're gonna play forward a little bit here. Attacking. Need some extra affinity for my melee weapon anyways, so it's not a bad idea. But somebody brought an ember. That's what you see. Everything. Why you see everything going up in flames. Somebody brought. It's a regular ember, but somebody did bring an ember. That master rank feat right there brought an ember. These guys are still using Excalibur, so as you can see, sticking with the basic Warframe can still get you pretty far in master rank without ever building an extra Warframe. It won't happen nearly as fast because Warframe affinity, Warframes take the most, give you the most affinity towards mastery when you level them up, but you can still get mastery just by building and maxing out a bunch of weapons. Now, touch more on like what formas of polarization is later, but keep in mind that while you gain mastery or affinity towards your next mastery rank for anything that has a level on it, you only gain that once. That means if you have a Bronco, or even like my Strun. I have my Strun, okay, I max it out, I sell it to the game, I build a new Strun. That new Strun will no longer give me affinity towards my mastery rank. Or if I polarize a slot, which will reset its level to 0, then I still don't gain mastery rank for the second time I max it out. You only get that once. It used to work differently. It used to be you could form the same weapon a million times and keep gaining affinity towards your mastery. But they changed that because it was a little bit too unbalanced, and it didn't force players to actually play much of the game in order to gain higher mastery rank. And also because there technically is no maximum mastery rank. And what I mean by that is your master rank is only limited by the number of available weapons, archwings, and warframes, etc. in the game. Companions, sentinels, things like that. There is no actual max value on the master rank you can achieve. The only reason there is an effective maximum is because there's a limited number of things to level up. As you guys can see, these dual heat swords that we built are much more effective than that beginning melee weapon the Skana was. Skana was so much less effective than these are. These being dual swords can target more than one enemy at a time, as well as dealing more damage, especially with that slide attack. It's pretty vicious. Actually thinking about to pull out the Exalted Blade just to play with that a little bit. Sound effects can get annoying, but it is a pretty ridiculous ability in my opinion. We got a mod that gets us plus zoom for our rifle. See how ridiculous this Exalted Blade is. It just shreds through these enemies pretty quickly. It's a little bit unfair almost how easily this is shredding through these enemies. Even the disruptors, because it is considered a melee weapon, is still dealing a heavy amount of damage. You can wall jump it, leaping forward. You can push back on your left stick, and push. Oh, okay, it's the dodge. It's the roll button, the L1 that you would push back on your left stick in combination with the roll button, and it will cancel your jump. I found that can be useful in various situations. And as I said a billion times, guys, the most important thing in this game is the movement system. There's the wave. We have 4 waves remaining. As you guys can see, there's not much difficulty really to the mission with this low of a level. The ability Exalted Blade does function in almost every way like a melee weapon, except for the little waves of energy it blasts forward, obviously. Is one of these ancient healers make it so much harder to kill the other enemies than they do to make it kill themselves. that. I got an Eximus. Exalted Blade this round. See if we can end it a little bit faster, to be honest. These are boilers, that big fat thing. They spawn extra little things after death that can spawn infested enemies, so it's important to keep shooting or slicing for a moment, at least after a boiler's been defeated. The Exalted Blade ability is basically because, you know, this Warframe is called Excalibur, and as we all know, Excalibur was a legendary sword, not a legendary Warframe, right? That is where this thing comes into play, to be quite honest with you. This is where you get the Excalibur from this name. The spamming the attack button with the Exalted Blade is a valid strategy to playing Excalibur. We'll go over an Exalted Blade build later on.
Very impressive, Tenno. You held them all back. Time to get out of here.
And there's our Vobin chassis. A Vobin chassis. We're gonna go outside of our squad that we ended up in. Somebody left in the middle of that anyways. It's really rude when you do that, by the way, guys, so please don't leave in the middle of a mission, especially if it's a threat alert like that. Alright, now back to where were we at? On Mars, by the way, while you guys were offline, I did go ahead and clear all the nodes all the way through the Phobos Junction. So we did that. I wanted to give you guys an Archwing overview. So that, I think, is what I'm going to work on next. See what kind of Archwing missions I have currently available. Exterminate, let's do that. It'd be a little bit easier to run, I feel like. Solo. If they had an Archwing mobile defense. And now with the max level Archwing, with lots of Archwing mods and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to clear mobile defense, you know, better Archwing weapon. Right now we have the basic Archwing with basic weapons, so... This is an Archwing. Okay, you still move this way with your left stick, you still turn your view with your right stick, still aim with L2, still fire with L1. You now have Archwing abilities, which are different from regular abilities down there. We'll overview those later. For right now, still sprint with L3. Archwing missions, as soon as I get to a place where I can do it without running into walls. Oh, there's enemies. You still melee. You have a melee weapon. You have an arch melee.
Eliminate all Corvus threats.
It also gives you a melee rush now too, which is going to be very, very useful. Archwing missions are the only missions in which you can obtain mods for the Archwings. It's also, you have to be able to, you have to have an Archwing in order to do one of the fleet events. Actually, both of the fleet events require you to really have an Archwing. The cryptographic ALUs, which you need to get the Razorback ciphers to complete the Razorback Armada event, are farmed from Cilicia on Neptune, I believe is the name of the Archwing mission. They're farmed from an Archwing mission. And then the Grenier Fomorian fleet is directly an archwing mission. There's no way really around that. Energy shell. Disarray. Makes it harder to be shot. Makes it harder for them to damage you. Can be very, very useful, obviously, in missions like this. You do get a melee lunge, so that helps out quite a bit with trying to melee enemies. You also have a much further radius for picking stuff up, which obviously helps as well. These enemies are fairly easy to kill. This is one of the very first archering missions. I didn't want to try to show you guys something really difficult. You guys would be like, how did you even do that? I can't get it done, stuff like this. And I didn't want to mislead you by doing a mission that's a lot more tough, and making you could do the same thing necessarily. I really miss my Archwing Elytron. Elytron's the damage Archwing out of Archwing. Her fourth ability is literally like a nuclear bomb. Ooh, I'm gonna wait for my shields to recover. I accidentally ran into something bad. Oh jeez. These, you kind of try to fly between these things, guys. It's a general goal. We just got a critical chance mod for an arch gun, so that's kind of cool. Critical chance is always useful. Although actually critical damage is more useful for machine gun type weapons like this. Unless the weapon itself is a crit weapon. Now I'll explain what it. Crit weapons, or if they have a base crit chance of like about 30% or 50%, 30 or 50%, are considered crit weapons, and a status chance of below 20%. Those would be considered crit weapons. Most machine guns are going to end up being status weapons, not crit weapons. It is a valid strategy to just fly around and spam your melee as well. Your melee right now is dealing slash damage, which on a proc bypasses enemy shields.
And they are on the run.
We're gonna kill a few extra enemies just in case they drop mods or something like that. So we're gonna kill at least a few extras of these enemies right now. And try to do this as effectively as possible. Kind of on the way to extraction. As you guys can see, that melee lunge is quite severe. It also appears like you do more damage to enemies when you lunge with your melee rather than just doing it while you're already close to them. Archery missions are definitely considered by many players to be the most annoying and or difficult because you don't typically level your Archwing in most scenarios. Planes of Eidolon changed that a bit, but people in general still tend to neglect their Archwings whenever they can get away with it. You do have to acquire and max level all of the Archwings to max out your mastery rank, so please bear that in mind. If you're trying to achieve max mastery rank, you cannot ignore your Archwings, which means it's better to get good with them as soon as you can. You also have an additional faster dash you can use by pressing L1 that works as long as I stop running into walls. Jesus, sorry about that. L1 is basically kind of like a turbo boost. Jesus, okay. Plus 12.5% charge rate for arch guns. Oh, that's the refilling of your ammo. Faster ammo replenishment, basically. And then plus critical chance for an arch gun. Those are the 2 mods that we acquired. But you can continuously run those missions. They are the only missions that drop things like Zodiac Shred. I'll show you. All from undiscovered locations, my bad. But they're it's all from Archwing missions. Just higher level ones. So that's an Archwing. Now as far as modding your Archwings, again, you go to your arsenal just like normal. Press L3, which is your left stick. You go over to the Archwing mod section here. And that's where you can say open up the Imperator, which is your basic machine gun. And now you can't really equip that much to it because it's only rank 6. But we can equip this for plus 10% damage. And we can actually rank that up a bit because of the fact that we had a polarized slot available. That gives us plus 50% damage. That's a pretty decent damage increase there for Arch Gun. Arch melee mods are obviously going to be under the melee weapon. We don't have any of those right now. And then the Archwing mods we also don't have any of right now. That's the only really tough thing about leveling Archwings is the fact that you're not going to have very much mod availability until you start running them. Because of the fact that we have just a few minutes left here, I think I'm going to run back through. Maybe I'll try to solo a mobile defense for you. See how I do with that. Just show you what those look like and why they're more difficult. Understand that just because I can run one of these doesn't mean you can run them. Definitely use caution before running missions like that one. Of course, play your game your way. If you want to do it, do it. If you want to ignore every bit of my advice, that is your prerogative. There's our mobile defense mission. I don't want the alert, I want the exterminate. Oh, wait. The alert is mobile defense. Oh, okay. We'll try it. The biggest challenge for missions like this is actually killing the enemies before they kill you or kill your defense point. As well, your goal is to defend the defense objective. You still have to make sure that you don't die, otherwise they're going to gun it down while you're dead.
Let the enemy destroy the satellite before I have what we need.
Thankfully, archery missions do give you pretty good markers as far as telling you where your enemies are. However, enemies can still surround and rush you. And as you can tell, these enemies are a lot tougher than the enemies we were dealing with just a moment ago. It's important to keep moving. If you stand still for too long, they will kill you. And now we run out of ammo. We have to wait for that charge rate, like I said, to refill our ammo.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Got 30-something seconds left on this too. Like I said, guys, definitely much more difficult than that exterminating type mission was just a moment ago. That was pretty straightforward. All you have to do is kill the enemies. It's much more sideways, twisted, and backwards in comparison. You still end up with Eximus enemies here as well, like this one.
I got what we need.
Still target those and kill them as fast as you can. Oh, and we got Cold Snap, which is an augment for Itzel, which is a different kind of Archwing than the one you start with. It's still good to collect as many mods as you can, because like I said, you never know, you might like Itzel and decide to build him and need that mod. So, that said, let's get away from these guys and a little bit towards our next defense objective.
This is it. Defend the satellite while I extract what we need.
It's definitely going to be the last mission for this segment. I'll have to end up getting on later on tonight to do another segment. In theory, hopefully with my teammates, because if you guys remember from last time, we decided we needed to do a few things with them in order to complete some of the junction objectives that we have to complete in order to get to the next planet. Gonna start mailing like crazy now.
Continue to defend.
This does get a little bit insane, like I said, at times, guys. They keep moving too, which makes this somewhat more difficult, especially since the Archwing movement system is so much different than the regular movement system. That third ability that I just activated should be shooting CQ missiles. It's not going to do a lot of damage until our Archwing is maxed out. Should help out quite a bit for right now. And that first ability I keep re-triggering is almost like a shield. Makes it harder for them to hit us. But for right now, I'm going to run like crazy because that hurt a lot.
I have the data. Move on to the next target.
And we died. Somewhere around here there's a Venomous Eximus, and our Archwing is not high enough level to like dealing with that right now. So we're just going to jump to this next objective and try to complete that as fast as possible. And hopefully be able to destroy this Venomous Eximus from a distance, to be quite honest, because we do not want to deal with him up close. It is possible to make this Imperator that you start with, this machine gun, it is possible to make it a very effective weapon, but you need the mod availability and stuff that we just simply don't have quite yet, so for right now, we're stuck with it being kind of ineffective for the most part. You can obviously still kill enemies with it, so it's not completely broken, I guess is the best word. It's not horrible. But there are definitely better Archwing weapons, and we'll get to the acquisition of those later on when I can actually get to it on this account. You acquire the pieces for those via your syndicates, which I'll discuss probably in my next stream. We've started our syndicate progression. Before I explain those, I feel like we need a little bit more time to do that, so we're gonna definitely do that in our next stream rather than this one.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
And we failed, like I said. I didn't know if I could solo it or not. Sorry about that, guys. Biggest thing, like I said, is the fact that we don't have mods and stuff like that, so we die a lot, and we also don't do enough damage to keep the enemies dead, so they destroy the defense objective and kill us. Definitely will work on that in my downtime and get back with more on Archwings and how to effectively do things with them later. Again, guys, thanks for watching. This is Skillz from ComaCloud Gaming. We will catch you next time, probably later on this evening. Again, thanks, guys.